Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a tutorial on this look that you see right here. It is a dramatic purple smoky eye. I mentioned that in my pumpkin gold halo makeup tutorial eye look that I filmed a couple weeks ago. I'll link it down below if you haven't seen it. I mentioned in that video that I wanted to do a purple smoky eye with the same palette, the Violet Voss hashtag palette, since it is pretty much officially fall. And I mentioned in that video that this is such like a beautiful fall palette. Why am I holding it like this? A beautiful fall palette full of purples and oranges and coppers and golds, and I don't have anything else like it in my collection. And I mainly bought this palette because not only is it something that is pretty unique for what I've seen on the market in terms of this color scheme alone, it harbors a lot of purple tones, which is like my favorite smoky eye color. Purple is a color that tends to bring out brown eyes, which I have. I pretty much use every single purple that you see right here. I used, Petty AF all over my lid. I used TBT in my crease. I used Life on my lower lash line. I also used Sunset Smudged on my lower lash line, and I used Relevant in the center of my lid to kind of give it that pop of light. And I love, I'm using the mirror. I love how it turned out. It's obviously a very dramatic look. I think the colors are so flattering, and I wanted to just kind of make it a full glam look and add the falsies. And if you want to see how I got this look, don't forget to please subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell so you know when I post, typically Wednesdays and Saturdays at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Not always 9 a.m., but typically Wednesdays and Saturdays. So without further ado, if you want to see how to get this look, let's go ahead and get on into it. Okay, so I'm starting off by priming my lids. I'm going to be taking the Too Faced Shadow Insurance Eyeshadow Primer. It's not my favorite. It's not as good as the Urban Decay Primer Potion in my opinion, but it does get the job done. I'm just going to rub that onto my lids. And then I'm going to be going into the Violet Voss Pro Eyeshadow Palette, the hashtag palette. And I am going to be using the first shade called Fresh. I'm sorry, I'm pointing to Sauce, but no, I'm setting down the lids with Fresh, that flesh shade color. And now I'm going to go into that shade Sauce. Sorry, it's upside down. But I'm going to be taking my Morphe E27, and I'm just going to blend that closer into my transition area to lay down that crease shade. And then I'm going to take this shade called Petty AF, and I'm going to start smudging that onto my lid with a dense synthetic haired packing brush. So I'm using one from Beige Cosmetics, any will do. And you're going to see that we are going to be repeating this process throughout the video, just because as you blend other shadows on top, it'll lose intensity. So yeah. Then I'm going to take this matte purple called TBT, a little bit warmer than the previous shade, and I'm going to focus this on my outer V and blend it through my crease just to give it a little bit more dimension. As I mentioned in the intro, I will be using all the purples, so yeah, this was just a great way to incorporate that deeper shade. It's matte as well. And I'm going to go back into Goat, or Greatest of All Time, and I'm going to smudge that, or blend. I don't know why I keep saying smudge. I'm going to blend that into my transition crease area to make sure there are no harsh edges, excuse me. And now I'm going to go back into Petty AF, that lid shade, and I'm going to intensify that color. As I said previously, this is something that you're just going to have to do to pack on the pigment, as you can see. And now I'm going to go back into TBT and blend out that outer corner, as you guessed, even more. This is something that you're going to need to do as well, just to make sure everything is seamless and nice. You don't want any harsh lines. Focusing that in the outer corner and blending it through. Then I'm going to take this lighter shimmer shade called Relevant, and with another packing brush from Wet n Wild, I'm going to just pack that directly on the center of the lid, and I wanted to just add a little bit of life to the center. Now going back into Goat, I am going to, it's funny here because I noticed a dent in one of my shadows, and I was like, where did that come from? And I didn't see any residue on my nail, so I was confused because I didn't think I had dug into it, but whatever. I'm going to just put Goat again in my transition area to blend out the edges. Then going back into Illy, or not back into, this is my first time using it in this video, I'm using a liner brush, and I'm just going to line my upper waterline because I'm not going in with winged liner today. This is going to just lay down the foundation for falsies. And really quickly, I am going to do my brows. I am just going to fill them in with the e.l.f. Instant Brow Lift Pencil, my favorite brow pencil, and I'm going to set them down with some brow gel, as you're going to see. Line, fill, buff. You know what it's like. I'm just going to buff that through so the color is not harsh and we don't have harsh edges. And I'm going to use the Wet n Wild brow mascara. Just comb that through. And then I'm going to take these Andrea's IQ, I believe they're called, makeup remover kind of cotton rounds. And I'm just going to kind of clean up the excess shadow that got into my lid as well as the corners to make them more defined. But as you're going to see here, I didn't like how it was super harsh, like the line that left me. So I'm just going to take a brush and just, you know, kind of diffuse those harsh edges. And then I'm going to take my ColourPop All-Star Matte and Blur Primer, moving on to the face, and I'm going to prime thy face. And then taking the LA Girl Pro Matte Foundation in the shade Medium Beige. Initially I was going to go in with a different foundation, the Hourglass Foundation, but I decided I wanted something a little bit more beige than golden. And I'm just going to buff that in with my Morphe Y6. And my Y6 isn't my favorite foundation brush anymore just because it's a flat top and the bristles are kind of stuck together, so I did have to just kind of work with it a little bit more so it blended out more evenly. And I'm going to take my Ulta Full Coverage Waterproof Concealer in the shade Warm Light, and I'm just going to also take the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Tan to spot conceal, and with a smaller synthetic dense brush, this one's from BH Cosmetics, I'm going to just blend out the concealer as you see here. And then I'm going to take my Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder in the shade Bababanana, which is a really cute name. I'm going to set underneath the eyes with my e.l.f. tapered small brush, and I love it. I'm also going to highlight the center of my face with this powder as well. And then for all over the face, I'm going to take my Wet n Wild PhotoFocus Pressed Powder in the shade Warm Beige. This is a really nice setting powder. It's not good for keeping your oils at bay, but it's great for photography. And then I'm taking this Lottie London bronzer in the shade Light Medium. It's a great bronzer. I'm going to be speaking about it in my favorites video soon. But it just blends so well. Totally underrated. A great affordable option. And it's awesome. And I'm also going to contour my nose with it. Then I'm taking my Flower Powder Blush in the shade Warm Hibiscus. It's a really beautiful kind of pinky mauve, and it does have a little bit of shimmer in it, so I'm just going to dust that over the cheeks. And I'm going to be taking the J.Cat Triple Crown Baked Eyeshadow in Dolce de Leche to highlight my face. It's really beautiful and intense. I'm going to, you know, highlight all the places. And then I'm going to set all that down with the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. It just leaves my face looking really nice and refreshed. And then moving on back to the eyes, I am going to apply some Kokie mascara only at the base of the lashes. And then I'm going to apply these Ardell lashes in the style 250, I believe. And these are really dramatic. They're great, and I didn't need wing liner with them, so they're extra great for that. And then to highlight the inner corners, I'm going to go back in with that J.Cat shadow, and I'm going to put that on my inner corners as well as on my brow bone. Going back into that Violet Voss palette, I'm going to take that shade Life. It's a cooler toned purple, more eggplant-ish, and I'm going to just put that on my lower lash line, and then smudging that all over the lash line, I'm going to take Sunset. It's a lighter shimmery purple. And then I'm going to go back into that shade TBT, which is that matte color, and I'm going to put that closer to the lower lash line to give that extra definition right there. And then I'm going to go back into that black called Illy or ILY. And I'm going to just kind of connect the false lashes to the rest of my eye, if that makes sense, so you don't see that disconnect. And I'm going to take this NYX purple eyeliner. I don't have it with me right now, so I forget what it's called, but I will list it down below. And I'm going to tightline and waterline my eyes with it. Then going back into that Kokie mascara, I'm going to just put that on my lower lashes. And then I'm going to take this Kokie retractable lip liner in the shade, I believe, Warm Nude. I believe that's what it's called. I'm going to line my lips. And then directly over that, I'm going to take the Tarteist Quick Dry Lip Paint by Tarte in the shade Bestie. And there we have it, you guys. My favorite kind of smoky eye look. It's a really beautiful fall purple look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!